to the Reality Press Box from the Manchester Grand Hyatt Hotel in San Diego, California. We're here for the MLB winter meetings where teams try to get some of the hottest names in the free agent market. During this time, the teams and the baseball players' agencies are very active. We talked with one of the top agents in baseball, Scott Boras, about free agency and the trades teams are looking to make happen. This segment is sponsored by BitRail, an online place where baseball fans can have a great experience on game days. Check their web address below for a completely different way to enjoy your favorite sport. I am here with one of the most well-known sports agents in baseball, Scott Boras. I'm sure your phone is ringing 24/7 right now as these winter meetings are going.
Yeah, it's a very busy time where it's pretty much a around-the-clock event, and but we're all the teams and us are here together. So annually, we spend a lot of time negotiating contracts and having meetings about things that may happen after the meetings, but it's a busy time.
Scott, you are very familiar with the free agent landscape. I know you don't represent him, but what do you think a player like Shohei Ohtani could possibly get on the free agent market?
Well, I think anybody who is unique and very special at what they do. A lot of that would depend on the kind of season he has in the upcoming season, 2023, and if he's healthy. And he surely could be someone that receives a top of the game type contract for sure.
I'm talking about somebody very familiar. Julio Urias has told me he would like to remain in Los Angeles with the Dodgers. What is worth to a player to stay where he wants?
Well, certainly our job as an attorney for the player is to do exactly what he wants. Los Angeles is a great place to play. It's a very storied franchise, and I'm sure Julio, like us, is hopeful that he has a great season in 2023, and that he'll be in a position to look at certainly a lot of possibilities in the free agent market at that time.
How do you deal when a player has had injuries? Cody Bellinger, for example, I know you represent him. He had injuries, but in general, what do you do when a player hasn't been able to perform his potential?
Well, in this free agent market, we have Carlos Rodon, who had an injury and he had to have Tommy John surgery, and that was 2 years ago. Our company has a sports fitness institute. We have a training staff. We make sure he gets the best medical advice, and then they come back and they essentially get in great shape. They get healthy again, and before you know it, they're at the back at the top of the game and doing well. And so it's the unfortunate thing about professional sports is that injuries are a part of it. But certainly having a rehabilitation department in our agency and having a training staff, a strength and fitness staff, and great medical providers, and you're able to return the players to top performance.
Obviously, some players sign long-term contracts and other ones sign a one-year contract. Are there risks in signing a one-year contract?
Well, normally a player that is signing a one-year contract is in a position where he is most likely has not had the performance level that he had hoped for, or that he had been injured. And he's really performing at an annual basis to illustrate the demand and value of hoping to get a long-term contract. So again, another element is that a player is always seeking to be rewarded by a long-term contract if the performance levels achieve what he hopes to achieve.
You are very well known, and there are so many articles written about you. Some are positive and some are not. What are the misconceptions about you?
Well, I think in the sports world that performance levels, production, what decision making of whether you're an executive, whether you're an owner, whether you represent players or you're a player itself, everyone is subject to evaluations and certainly accolades or criticism, and those things are common with the game. And back when you're a player, you always remember doing well some days, not so well others. But the main thing I care about is that I want people to be fans of their teams. I want them to enjoy their team. And in my job is to do what's best for the player. And often players make decisions that fans of a particular team don't like. And I would rather that those fans look at me as the person that they would rather maybe not like so much, but they very much like the player. And because my job is to defend and represent players. But I have no reservation about fans supporting their teams and at sometimes being happy for what we do. But in those cases, when a player comes to a team, I think they're happy with the player. When a player leaves the team, they're very unhappy with me. So that's kind of how it works and part of the job. But the key thing is I'm really happy that fans support their teams.
Well, Scott, thank you so much for your time. I'm sure you're gonna go back to the phone and getting the phone calls.
Well, thank you for the time, Claudia.
Thank you. This segment is sponsored by BitRail, an online place where baseball fans can have a great experience on game days.